So with this test, it's a little bit more advanced, but it really helps you target to see if you end up having tight hip flexors and a couple other things. And I'll get Donnelly to demonstrate it. And what this test is specifically called is the Thomas test. So I'm looking at going on the edge of a table. So I'm sitting on the edge of the table, preferably like where my sit bones are, ischial tuberosities. So I'm sitting there, and then I'm going to take one of the knees and pull it up towards me. So now what I've done is I've kind of locked up that pelvis. You can see Donnelly's got great posture, upright posture, and now she's going to rock back, and she's going to let that other leg hang there. And I'm looking at three different things. I'm looking for three things that could be happening. I want to see if the hamstring or the back of the thigh, if it's off of the, if it's kind of off of the mat or the plinth here. And what that'll end up showing me is hip flexor tightness. So with Donnelly, she's fine. The back of her hamstring is like below the plinth area. So she's fine when it comes to hip flexor tightness or iliopsoas tightness. The second thing I'm looking at is I want to take a look at this knee here. Now, if the bend in the knee ends up being greater than 70 degrees, then what that ends up showing me it ends up showing me that she ends up being tight in that rectus femoris. So what I'm looking at is, this ends up being 90. If it ends up being less than 70, so from here to straight, it ends up showing me that she ends up being tight in that rectus femoris muscle. So, bent to here is 90, and if she's here or more, that ends up showing me that she ends up being tight in that rectus femoris that I end up needed targeting. Now the third, so with her, she ends up being, it looks like that she's tight in that rectus femoris, and it's something that I need to work on. Then the third thing that it ends up showing me is, I'm looking at her knee and seeing how it is in line with her hip. If the knee is out to the side, that ends up showing you that she ends up having IT band tightness. So out to the side here, there ends up being tightness in the IT band. And if I see that leg out to the side, then that ends up showing me that it's something that I need to work on with her, loosening up that IT band. Perfect. And now, Donnelly, I'll get you to switch over and go to the other side. So we looked at that right leg. Now we'll try the other side. Good, pulling it close, great, rocking back. And then I'm going to work a little quicker with this one. So I'm looking here, she's fine with a hip flexor tightness or iliopsoas. If I'm looking here, is it looking at this being 90, is she less than 70? So I would say yes. And if I kind of test, I can see that she's tight through there. It's something that I need to work on with her. If I look at that knee in line with the hip, it's fine that it's not popped out to the side, but if it was popped out to the side like this, the knee outside of that hip, that would show me that she has IT band tightness, so she doesn't. Perfect, Donnelly. So looking at all that, it shows me that with Donnelly, I need to work on her rectus femoris or like her quad tightness, and she's fine when it comes to hip flexor tightness, and she's fine with IT band tightness. And if you saw some of the other videos that I have done with Donnelly, you could see that she ends up being good when it comes to her hip flexor flexibility. So there you go. Give that test a go. What ends up working well is if you use like your iPhone and you go through the movement and someone kind of films you go through the movement from the side and from the front, you can end up taking a look at it. Or you can just have someone end up quickly testing you, looking for those three different things. So you can end up using a plinth like this. If you're in a gym setting, you can end up using like a bench to go through the test. If you're at home, you can use your table, but kind of be cautious when it comes to the table and don't go too crazy or it'll flip over. And that's from experience. Testing things out at home on the kitchen table. So make sure that you end up on a good stable table when you're going through this exercise. So this is Rick Casellas from exercisesforinjuries.com. Give that advanced hip flexor test a go and let me know how what the results are for you. So this is Rick Casells from exercisesforinjuries.com. Make sure to swing by exercisesforinjuries.com. Enter in your injury or pain. There's a good chance of an article, video, or an interview that'll help you with your injury or pain. So this is Rick Casells from exercisesforinjuries.com saying take care and bye-bye.